Hey everybody, welcome to the Yeh Yoga Co. I'm Emily Harding and I'm really excited to take you through a yoga flow for when you're feeling anxious today. So make sure you've got all your props with you that you might need. Make sure that you've got your phone off and let's begin straight away. So I'm going to go ahead and set myself on a block. You can sit yourself on a cushion or anything you need like that. There is also a playlist to go with this class, so feel free to open that up, have it playing quietly in the background, or just dive in stillness and silence, that's totally fine as well. And I'm just going to ask you to come and sit in any way that feels comfortable to you. So you can be cross-legged, you can have your knees on the floor, whatever works for you. And let's just take a moment here to place the hands on the thighs, roll the shoulders back, whatever time of day you're practicing this class at. It's always super yummy to just take a few rolls of the shoulders just to start to get into the body, get out of your head and slowly come to stillness. So you can either keep your hands grounding onto the knees or bring your hands into a prayer position in your heart center. And let's just take a few moments in stillness here. So if, my lovely friend, you're joining me in a state of feeling quite anxious or worried, which if you're watching this video for the first time in the pandemic, is very possible. There is a lot going on that could cause us to feel a little bit anxious. Just know that you're in the right place right now. So start to take a few really nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. Because deep breathing really helps to calm and center the nervous system. So deep breathing is what can promote a sense of relaxation, activating parasympathetic nervous system. And when you're breathing nice and deep, you're starting to bring a bit more awareness to your body and taking yourself out of your anxious or worrying mind. So just breathe really nice and deep here. No hurry, no rush. No need to fix or change anything. Just we're two friends breathing, that's it. Let's set a little intention for our practice together. So I invite you to use the phrase that I love to use too. I find it so helpful. I intend to invite. And then follow it up with whatever positive word or theme it is you'd like to have a little bit more of in your life today. So we set it in this way. So it's not an aim, not a goal, but an invitation. It's not something we can then get furthermore anxious about if we feel like, oh, we're not achieving it, or oh, is it going to happen? It's just an invitation. So we've got our intention. We're starting to breathe deeper, dropping into the present moment, because anxiety, feelings of worry, can very much be rooted in the future. Anxiety is when we're uncertain about a particular outcome or event. So rather than letting the mind worry into the future, come to the present on the things you can enjoy and control right now. So right now what we can control, my friends, is our wonderful breath, super deep, super long and generous. And the experience that we have right here, right now. So just choose what kind of experience you'd like to have and let's do our best. Let's breathe deep. And remember as well, if the experience doesn't turn out in the exact way you hoped it would, don't worry about it. Great opportunity to practice our non-attachment. But from here, start to switch on your Ujjayi breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth, HA. Oh, it got a bit grumbly in my throat there. Another deep breath in. Close the lips halfway. deep breath in, close the lips entirely, catch the breath at the back of the throat. And now with Ujjayi breath, we're going to come off our block, off our pillow. Take your time and let's come into a tabletop position. We're going to start to wake up the body, moving through a couple of cat-cows. So hands shoulder width apart, knees under your hips. Let's inhale to drop the belly down, spread the collarbones, and exhale to round the back, pushing firmly through the fingertips into all 10 knuckles. Inhale, use your breath, open up, spread the collarbones, you've got it. Exhale, round the back, scoop the belly in as far as it goes. Feel that nice stretch through the shoulder blades here. Inhale, focus on your breathing, open up through the chest, twist the elbows back a little bit. Exhale, rounding the back. So you can see I'm doing a little bit of rocking here because it just feels natural and nice for me. So whatever works for you guys as well. Take your time. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's a yoga practice, not a yoga perfect. And then with your exhale, rounding your back. And here with our back rounded, let's keep exploring into the sides of the body, waking up all the different areas. Oh, little knee crack, always nice, always awakens you by making little circles with the hips. So whatever time of day you're practicing at, the hips always normally need a little bit of love. And let's just take it round in the other direction. Now don't forget to breathe in this practice. So keep coming back to that victorious Ujjayi breath that we said at the start. And get a bit groovy with it, get a bit funky. Don't be afraid to sort of colour outside the lines here. Maybe you're like, oh, took my shoulders over the mat. Craziness alert. Get yourself moving in any way that's going to bring a little smile to your face. And then let's go ahead and start to think about hovering the knees by tucking the toes under, still using your deep breathing. And let's think about hovering those knees just for a second or two. So lean a little bit forwards. If you've got hypermobility in the elbows, give them a gentle bend. Otherwise, twist your elbows back towards you. Tucking your tailbone under. Breathe deep here. Holding here for 3. Protract the shoulder blades. Squeeze the belly in. Holding here for 2. And for 1. Great work, everyone. We're going to lengthen it out into a plank. So step the feet back. Find your super strong plank pose. Fingertips spreading nice and wide. And let's just take a little mindful shift of the ankles as well. Waking up. And then let's dip the hip to the right. Ooh, waking up there. Dip the hip to the left. Shoo. Sound effects are obviously welcomed. And then let's slowly, without moving the hands and feet, lift it up into your first downward facing dog. So feet are hip distance apart. Hands are shoulder width apart. You're going to twist the elbows down towards the floor. And for this first one, let's just really think about bending the knees super generously so we can prioritize that straight spine as opposed to the straight legs. Knit the rib cage together. Draw your shoulders away from the ears and see if you can have the ears in line with the arms. Take 3 deep breaths here. Just hanging out in your downward facing dog. Remember, if your mind wanders, just gently lead it back. Back to your breath, back to the task at hand, which is having a super yummy yoga practice this morning, this evening, whenever you're practicing. And then nice and slowly, we're going to think about looking to the front and walking the feet forwards. Take your time, super slow. So in terms of feeling a little bit anxious, sometimes it's really nice just to take these forward folds. Can help, for me, they make me feel quite safe. If I ever have a kind of like worry headache, getting my head upside down, getting a little inversion on the go has helped me in the past. Hopefully it will help you too. So just take a little moment here, just ragdoll it from side to side. I'm just seeing all of the dust on my leggings right now and I'm like, okay, you need to sweep your room, more girl. Breathe nice and deep, but that's okay, I'm fully present. We're all here. Breathe deep and slowly start to roll yourself up. Take your time. So this practice is all about moving slowly, mindfully, carefully, finding what's going to put a smile on our face today. So whenever you're ready, let's think about starting to move through some sun salutations, and please At any point, draw the corners of your mouth up to your eyes. That is all good and welcome. So let's inhale, stretch the arms up to the sky. Look towards your thumbs, squeeze your rib cage in. And exhale, slowly hinge at the hips. We're taking nice deep breaths. Inhale to lift the chest, flat back position. Exhale to plant the hands, step the right foot back. Open up into the hip here, another deep breath in. Exhale, drop the right knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up into the sky. Look towards the thumbs or look forwards if you have any neck issues. And exhale, bring the hands forwards. We're going to do that again. Inhale, stretch the arms up. A little moving meditation. Exhale, slowly bring the hands down. Imagine you're kind of like flicking some water up into the sky by the beach. Reach the arms up and exhale, bring the hands down. From here, we tuck the right toes under, step the left foot back, take a nice deep breath in and exhale, knees down, tuck tailbone, chin and chest to the floor, elbows back so the hips stay lifted. Snake yourself forwards, find a low cobra, feet on the floor but the hands lift. And exhale, hands down, hips up and back. Find your downward facing dog and keep going with your Ujjayi breath. So let's take 3 deep breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Last one here, deep breath in and exhale. From here, slowly lift the right leg up into the sky just a little bit. Maybe give the foot a little wake, give it a shake, wake it up. So it's the first 3-legged dog we've done. You don't have to try and send the leg all the way up into the sky. Slowly bend the right knee. Take your time coming forwards. Use a little strengthening here. Bring that right foot as close to your hands as possible. You know, if you have to take a couple little hops, take a couple little hops. It's your practice, your rules, whatever feels good for you. Left knee goes on the floor. Let's inhale. Flick that water up into the sky. And exhale. Bring it back down. So we're really practicing on focusing the breath, matching it to the movements. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, bring it down. Awesome work, my loves. Whenever you're ready, step the back foot to the front. Inhale, lift the chest flat back position. Bring your feet together if that works for your body. And exhale, fold down, bend the knees, let the head be heavy. Again here, hands to the elbows. Let your head be super heavy. Don't forget to use your Ujjayi breath, or at least just breathe like you love yourself. And then slowly start to roll up. Take your time. Oh, that feels nice across the shoulders, coming up slowly. Let's inhale, stretch the arms up into the sky. Look towards the thumbs and exhale, hinge at the hips and mount forwards. We're going to inhale, lift the chest, flat back position. And this time take it back to front. So we plant the hands down, step the left foot back, drop the left knee down to the ground. Inhale, stretch the arms up into the sky. And exhale, we're going to lean over to the left-hand side. So you can either bring your right hand to the right thigh, take a lean, or you might grab one of your books or blocks, a Lord of the Rings box set maybe, next to your right hip and reach up and over. So think about tucking the tailbone under and almost twisting the left hip forwards a little bit. So keep looking forwards, feel this really tasty stretch over the left hip, opening up through the rib cage. Think energy all the way to the end of the fingertips. Take another deep breath here. Slowly inhale to release. And exhale, bring the hands back down to the floor. Move the block away if you need to. Take a deep breath in, step it back into a plank. Exhale, hover the knees just above the floor. Hold it there. Even when we're feeling a little bit worried, we can always be doing some secret strengthening. Helps us feel powerful, helps us feel in control. So hover your knees for 3, squeeze belly button to spine. For 2, I know, you've got this. And for 1, drop the knees down, tuck the tailbone. Either knees, chin and chest as we did before, or lower your torso so that the chest and belly hit at the same time and the elbows come backwards. Let's inhale, lift up, low cobra. And exhale, hands underneath your shoulders. Lift the hips up and back. Find your downward facing dog. And again, maybe just shift it forwards to a plank for a second, just to check. Because if we're really super close, it's going to be heels straight to the ground. And we want that real lengthening through the back of the legs. So this is a real both strengthening, energizing. It can also be relaxing pose. If you're at home and you're like, Emily, downward facing dog is not relaxing for me, don't worry. With practice, it will become that way. So really think here about the first finger and the thumb pushing firmly down into the floor. Let's take another couple of breaths here. Your gaze, something called your drishti, is back towards your knees, or if it feels comfortable, your navel. But if neither of those are really working for you, they're making you feel anxious and trying to look at them, just look sort of down to the floor or to your toes, whatever works for you. And then let's think about inhaling to sweep the left leg to the sky. Remember, it doesn't have to be super high. We're not trying to reach the sky with it. We're just going slowly, waking up into the body. Wiggle that foot out. And then whenever you're ready, slowly bend the left knee, bring it forwards. Take your time. Wiggle it as many times as you need towards the feet. Drop the right knee down to the ground. Take your block or your book to the other side, or if you're just using your left hand on the thigh, that's cool too. Tucking tailbone, reaching right arm up into the sky. And exhale, leaning over to the left-hand side. So now we have this opening through the right side of the body. Use your breath, and when you're breathing, can you notice where the breath is moving to in your body? Take a last deep breath here. And inhale, slowly release. Reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step the back foot to meet the front one. Inhale, lift your chest for that back position. And exhale, fold it down towards the floor. Lean forwards into your feet. Take the hands to the elbows once again. Close your eyes. Knees can be bent or straight, whatever works for you. Take the deepest breaths in and out that you've taken all day, all week, and then let's slowly roll ourselves back up to the sky. Take your time, and we're going to come into our chair pose, Utkatasana. So some people like to part the heels a little bit, helps with the balance here. That's absolutely fine if you want to do. Let's sit ourselves back. So sit back, reach the arms up into the sky. Make sure you can see your little toes over your knees. So if you can't, if the knees are all the way forward, send them back a bit. Lift the toes, squeeze the belly button in and up, knit your rib cage together. Take a deep breath in and let's go ahead and sit back. Hold it here. You've got it. Everyone loves chair pose. It's everyone's favorite pose, right? Obviously. Twist the little fingertips towards one another. Tuck that tailbone under if it feels good for you. Holding here for 3. Breathe. You can do this. Draw the shoulders from the ears for 2. Hold it in that last moment of stillness for 1. And slowly release. Come into a half chair pose. Stretch your arms forwards. Rock forwards onto the toes. See if you can get the hips back, belly towards the tummy. Maybe lift your heels up. Maybe you've got your hands on a desk like I do. That's all cool. Holding here for 3. We make do with the space we've got. Holding here for 2. And for 1. Slowly bring the hands down towards the floor. Take your time. Really nice work, everyone. From here, take the fingertips in front of you. Heel toe your feet as wide as your mat or your towel or your patch of carpet that you're on. Turn the feet out and bend your knees out to the side. So we're going to roll ourselves up into a god or goddess pose. So we tuck the tailbone under, get a little opening through the thighs, through the inner groin, hands to the thighs. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, sit down a little bit more. Try and sort of wrap your thighs back and then draw your arms out to the side. Take them into a kind of cactus and let's wiggle the fingertips. Wake up the body and let's hold it here for 3. If you really want to spice up your day right now, you might lift the heels here. So use your victorious breath for 3. Pull the shoulders back for 2. Energy through the fingertips as well. And for 1. Great work, everyone. Bring the hands back into the heart center. Drop the heels if they were up. Twist the feet in. And now here, give yourself permission to fold forwards again. Feet a little bit wider. Take the hands to the elbows. Keep a slight bend in the knees here so that as you sway from side to side, it should feel really yummy through the back and the sides of the legs. You can think of yourself as like a little bit of a fairground ride, swishing from side to side, breathing nice and deep. Alrighty, let's keep building the heat. Let's bring the hands down to the floor, step it back into a plank pose, take a nice deep breath in, and exhale, knees, chin and chest, or chaturanga. So for chaturanga, we go shoulders forwards, elbows back, looking forwards if we can. And then we can lift up, either upward facing dog, everything lifts off the floor, knees and hips, or stay in low cobra, whichever works for you today. Hands go down, hips come up. Find your way into your downward facing dog, shake your head out. Let's all take a horse breath to get out of our heads and into our bodies, into the experience if our mind is wandering. This is my favorite thing to do. You take a nice deep breath in and you flutter out through the lips like a horse. So let's take a go. It's often accompanied with a little sort of like bum wiggling and face wiggling, just get it all out. Alrighty, so from here we're going to inhale, lift the right leg to the sky. This time you can stretch up nice and high through the toes, whatever feels good for you. Squeeze the belly in and up. Hold it here in your three-legged dog, trying to lengthen the left heel towards the floor, but remember, it doesn't matter if it doesn't touch. Maybe from here you bend the right knee, feel that stretch through the right thigh, feel that activation in the right hamstring. Open the hip to the sky, right toes towards the left glutes. Now slowly sweep your right knee around as slowly as you can. Snuggle it between the arms, place the right foot down, drop the left knee down. Take a moment here, inhale, stretch the arms to the sky, bring the hands behind your head, interlace them, roll them shoulders back. Oh, it's one of those days. And open up into the chest. So now you can tuck the tailbone under, lengthen into that left hip, open the chest. Breathe deep here, feel the shoulders squeezing back. And now we're going to tuck our left toes under. A little bit of balance challenge. Squeeze your thighs together, keep breathing. Slowly start to lift the left knee off the floor. Find your high lunge. Take another deep breath in, lean forwards. Exhale, send it up and back. Open into the chest here. Really great work, everyone. And then slowly, whenever you're ready, let's stretch the arms up into the sky and open out into a warrior two. So the heels are in line with one another. Shoop. Looking over the right fingertips. This is Virabhadrasana 2. Open that right knee out so you can see the inside of your right foot. Take a nice deep breath here. Flip the palm, lean forwards, and exhale, come up and back, reverse warrior. So either hand on the left thigh, hip, leg, preferably not the knee, or you can wrap it around behind you. Look up towards that right hand. Take a few really nice deep breaths here, pushing that left foot into the floor, holding here for 3. Holding here for 2. And for 1. Bring your right hand around behind you. Snuggle it to this left hand here. Take a moment here, noticing how different it feels to have one hand holding the other. Round the back, and then slowly bring the hands around behind you. See if you can really push the palms together. Take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to come into humble warrior. So we twist that left hip to the front, take a deep breath, and exhale, hinge at the hips, come down towards the floor. So the head never needs to reach here. Hopefully now you're feeling that prana, that energy starting to move around the body. Might be feeling a little bit warm, might be feeling a little bit trembly, that's all good. Left leg is super strong. Letting the head come down towards the ground, snuggling those right shoulders in as best you can. Hold it here for 3. Squeeze tummy, strong core. Hold it here for 2. Hold it here for 1. Slowly inhale, release. Bring yourself back up, straighten the right leg. Take a moment here. Let's release the arms to the side, flip the palms forwards. If you want to use your block or your brick, you can place it right in front of that right ankle. Take a nice deep breath here, zip up through the core, and exhale, hinge at the hips, send that right arm forwards. We're taking our time, slowly, slowly. Hand to the block, stretch that left arm to the sky. Think direction of the chest. If it's pointing to the floor, we're not going to get the benefits. Think shoo up to the sky. Holding here, using a brick. Just try not to dump any weight on your shin here. Try to float it. So we're strengthening and lengthening. Holding here, 3 strong breaths. Remember, if your mind is starting to wander to the past or the future, just bring it back to this present moment. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose, squeezing thighs, enjoying, hopefully, the sensations through the side of the body. And slowly we're going to release. So we're going to bring ourselves back up. Take a moment here. We're going to twist ourselves round. So what we want to do is think about slowly starting to twist up into a high lunge. Now the legs might be quite wide here. So we take the hands to the hips, take a deep breath in, hop that foot in just a pace. So we're getting ourselves set up for revolved triangles. So we lift that, twist that left hip to the front. And if you find yourself really wobbly here, check out the feet. You might need to just bring the feet a little bit wider as opposed to being on a train track. Left block can stay there. Let's lift the left arm up to the sky. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, lean forwards. Hand either coming onto a block or the floor underneath your left shoulder, or you might take a more traditional bind, left hand to the outside edge of the right foot. Inhale, stretch forwards with the chest. Exhale, reach that right arm up into the sky, or if it doesn't work for you to reach the arm up, just keep that hand on the hip, it's totally fine. So taking a nice detoxifying twist here, look up towards that top hand. See if you can hold it in the stillness for 3. Breathing nice and deep here for 2. Stay with your breathing, stay present for 1. And slowly release, roll yourself back up, stretch the arms into the sky, and then bring your hands behind your back, hands to the elbows, or you can bring the hands into reverse Namaste, little secret prayer behind you. If you're taking secret prayer, go steady, go easy, push the palms together, don't let them pull away, so you can cross the thumbs over. One is not better than the other, it's just whatever works in your body today. We're going to take pyramid pose. So again, squeeze up through the knees and the thighs. If you've got hypermobility where the knees go back on each other, gentle bend in the knees. Take a deep breath in. I'm sweating so much. And exhale, hinge at the hips. It's pretty warm in London today, where I'm filming this super early morning, because it's been so hot recently. I couldn't bear to film this in the 27 degrees. I don't know how a lot of you who live in super hot countries around the world do it. So from here, really lengthening down over that right leg, twisting the left hip forwards, squeeze up through the thighs, draw the shoulders back, holding here for 3, gazing either towards your right big toe or back towards your belly. Holding here for 2. And for 1. Slowly release the hands down to the ground. You can twist and lift your left heel. Bend your left knee, pull your right toes up towards you, take a little open through the back of that leg. Maybe rock it forward, stretch out the ankle. Let's just take a couple little moments here, lifting the heel. Find whatever makes you smile here. And then super slowly, we're going to start to drop that left knee back down to the floor. Left hand onto the left, underneath your left shoulder, or again, you might want to use a block here. Inhale, stretch the right arm up into the sky, look towards the fingertips, and exhale, twist underneath your left arm. I really got a sweaty upper lip right now. Inhale, reach the right arm to the sky. Exhale, I hope we're all there together with this sweaty upper lip. Inhale, reach it up one more time. Exhale, thread it under. Hold it here for 3, look beyond your hands. Hold it here for 2. Can you stretch them a bit further away from you? And for 1, awesome work everyone. Slowly come back up. We're going to bring ourselves carefully into a little twist. So whether or not you need this block, it's all good. Take the right hand to the right thigh. Open out to the side. Look over your right shoulder. Breathe nice and deep here. So you're dropping the left hip down a little bit. You're not putting the hand on the knee, it's on the thigh. Rolling that thigh back, looking over right shoulder. Deep breaths in and out. Inhaling and exhaling. Take a last deep breath here and slowly release. From here, we're going to think about bringing ourselves round into our gate pose. So twist your left foot round, windscreen wiper it behind you, roll yourself up, walk your right foot in line with the left knee, and here squeeze your right toes up towards you so the hips are pointing to the front. Take a nice deep breath in, lift the left arm up into the sky, and exhale, hinge over to the right. So you can have your right hand on the thigh, on the hip, On the shin, again, try not to push the knees. You notice the theme here. Maybe if you have, your box set, you can put it on the floor here to help you lift and lengthen. Let's hold it here for 3 deep breaths. Notice how it feels through the side body. For 2. Maybe smile if it works for you. And for 1. Awesome work, everyone. Slowly bring yourself back up. We're going to twist ourselves back to the front. So bring the hands down, twist your knees, shimmy it around a little bit. And we're going to come into the last little bit on this side. So left hand onto the floor. Inhale, make a big circle with your right arm. Look towards the right fingertips. Take your time. We're going to do 3 here. Opening and waking up that shoulder. And at the end of your 3rd one, keep the right hand behind you. Start to squeeze your left foot in to wherever it comes to. Maybe you grab your strap and you might think about lassoing your foot so you can kind of pop something around it and then help yourself to pull it in. Or if you can reach it, that's absolutely fine. Take a hold of it. I like to roll off my kneecap, so I walk my right foot a tiny bit more forwards so I can get onto the end of my thigh, and then I don't get that kind of, kneecap on the floor sensation. Or just make sure you've got a nice thick mat or something to pop underneath your knee. If you have any knee issues, you can pop a cushion under there. Totally fine. So we're breathing here, looking around towards that right foot. If you want to take a balance today, because balances can be a really nice way to make yourself become in the present. When we're worried about falling on our faces, we have to be present. You can take both hands and grab them around behind your foot, rolling the shoulders back and opening up into the shoulders and the thigh a little bit stronger. So here, squeeze your thighs for stability, holding here for 3. Holding here for 2. Stay with it. And for 1. Awesome work, everyone. Slowly release, take your time. Left hand to the floor, right hand to the floor. Take a nice deep breath in. Send it back to a one-legged plank. Take a deep breath here. And exhale, knees, chin and chest or chaturanga. Whichever variation works for you. Send it up and back, up dog or low cobra. And exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. Let's take it to the other side. Inhale, stretch the left leg up to the sky. Really strong through that right leg. Bend the left knee, open the left hip. Point the toes towards the glutes, squeeze the belly in, dropping the left shoulder down. And then whenever you're ready, take that left knee out to the side. Slowly, slowly, slowly snuggle it through, left foot down. Right knee down. Come into Vinyasa, low lunge. Reach the arms to the sky and then interlace your fingertips in the opposite way than you would normally. Take a nice deep breath here. Lift up, open up through the chest. Feels so good. Good. Keep tucking tailbone under. Deep breath in. Exhale, open it up. Give yourself permission to enjoy this. Keep the mind where we are. Be in the now. Let's take a last deep breath here. We're going to tuck the toes under. Slowly lift ourselves up. Hold ourselves into our high lunge. Take a nice deep breath in and open out to the side. Find your warrior 2 feet, feet perpendicular. Stretch those arms out. Pull that left knee out to the side. Stretch the fingertips away from you. Tailbone tucks under. We're going to inhale, stretch the left hand forwards, flip the palm. Notice how my legs are hopefully not going to move here. Reach the left arm up and over. Find your reverse warrior. Take the hand wherever you prefer, wherever you had it last time, and let's hold here for 3. Strong legs. Push down through that back right foot. Holding here for 2. Holding here for 1. And then bring your left hand around behind your right hand. Interlace them behind you. Feel that nice, it's quite comforting. It's like someone else has put their hand on your hips and is hugging you here. You're like, yes, I got this. Bring your hands behind you now. Interlace the fingers the way you would normally. Take a nice deep breath in, twist to the front, and exhale with your breath. Slowly come down. So we're shimmying the hips forwards. Both my legs stay super engaged. And here, this is all about surrendering down to the things that we cannot control. So this is a great reminder if you're feeling anxious or worried. There is so much in this world that you cannot control. You know, on a cosmic level, anything could happen. So we really can't think about the future too much because there's so many things that are going to change that we can't control because change is the only constant in this life. So just focus on the moment right now, trying to decide how you'd like to feel and then inviting yourself to be there. Take a last deep breath here and slowly bring yourself up. Straighten that left leg. Let's find our way to triangle on the other side. Stretch the arms out to the side. Take a deep breath in, zip up through the core, squeeze your thighs, and exhale, hinge at the hips. Come down for your triangle pose. Stretch the right arm up into the sky. Again, we're thinking lift the chest. If you are using a block on the other side, please feel free to use it here as well. We're looking up towards that right hand. Breathing here for 3. So you're feeling the sensations across the hips, over the side body, inner groin, inner thigh for 2. Breathing deep. And for 1. Slowly, inhale brings you back up. And let's twist it up into a high lunge. Ooh, onto the ball of that foot. Hands to the hips. Deep breath in. Hop it forwards just a pace. So now your right toes are pointing to the top right corner of your mat, your towel, your patch of carpet. Reach the right arm up into the sky. Twist that right hip forwards. Strong core, strong legs. Exhale, hinge the hips, fold forwards. So from here again, right hand can stay under the shoulder or you walk it across the body. Try not to make this an ego thing. Must get my hand there. Use blocks. Use whatever works for you. This is actually a very difficult pose. And slowly we inhale, lean the chest forwards, and exhale, start to lift the left arm up into the sky, or if you are modifying, keep the left hand to the hip. Now squeeze your thighs here for stability so you stay strong. Holding here for 3. Slow, deep breathing. Breathe generously for 2. And for 1. Slowly release, bring yourself back up. Take your hands behind your back, either secret prayer or hands to the elbows. Roll the shoulders back. I'm just going to take hands to the elbows for a little variation this side. Take a deep breath in, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the legs. Exhale, hinge the hips slowly. If this is as far as you can go, stay there. Don't hurt yourself trying to crunch forwards just because it's deeper. You know, why is deeper better? Why is lower better? Are these things you've decided for yourself, or are they things that you've seen in the media, online, and you're like, okay, well, maybe being super, super flexible is the best thing ever. But if it's going to put you in harm's way, why do you want to do that? So looking down towards that left knee or your belly button, hold it here for the last couple of deep breaths. And slowly release. Release your hands down towards the floor or to blocks. Lift up your right heel, bend your right knee, come back. Maybe it's a little bit further. Maybe this side needs a little bit more of a stretch on this side. And then let's rock backwards and forwards, lifting the heel. Taking our time here. Still breathing mindfully, just allowing ourselves to be present, to be held by me and the community. You've got this. Take a last deep breath here. And slowly let's pop that right foot back so we can drop the right knee to the floor. Right hand comes underneath the shoulder and we open up into this nice, deep, juicy hip opener. So you let the foot roll to the side. So left foot rolls, right hip rolls, left hand gently. You're not thinking, you're not trying to break your own hip off. Gently, 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 friends. Breathing deep here, open the chest. Oh my goodness, I'm sweating so much. Slow flow, sweaty flow. It's when we hold the poses for longer periods of time that we get that heat. Last couple of deep breaths here. And slowly release. Awesome work, everyone. If you're using a block again, please feel free to do so. Hand on the block. Inhale, stretch the left arm up into the sky. Exhale, thread it under. Inhale, take your time, reach the left arm up. Exhale, send it under. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, send it under. Hold it here. Stretch the left fingertips away from you. Notice the sensation through the hips for 3, for 2, for 1. Bring that left hand back up into the sky. And let's make those big circles. Going once, reaching up. Okay, now I feel like I'm at an auction. Going twice. Reach it up. Going 3 times around in your circle. And on the 4th time, you're sold on grabbing a hold of that right foot. So let's squeeze it in. Take your time. If you're lassoing, please lasso. Think about rolling over that right knee if it feels good for you. Opening up into the hip. Try not to let the left knee fall open here. Keep it pointing forwards. And then again, for all you cool cats and balancers out there, maybe bring the hands to that right foot. Draw the shoulders back. Lunge into this nice hip opener. And just notice if there's any difference from one side to the other. So for me, I find it much easier to grip here, but I'm not going to give it a label of good or bad. It just is. I'm not going to get annoyed with one side of my body. Just is slight differences. Take a last deep breath here. And slowly let's release. We're going to take it into our gate pose. That might have been slightly different sequencing, but we're at least going to make sure we've done all the same poses. Let's walk the left foot over. Heat of the moment. I always muddle up my sides, or only sometimes. Please come back. Reach the right arm up into the sky and exhale, hinge up and over. Lift the chin from the chest. Again, holding on to maybe the shin, maybe the thigh, maybe the floor. Find that beautiful side body stretch, and let's hold it here for 3. Really think, pull the toes in towards you, stretch the right arm up, holding here for 2. Holding here for 1. And slowly release, take your time, bring yourself out. And from here, let's twist ourselves back around to the front, moving slowly. From here, we're going to slowly step that left foot back, find a one-legged plank, take a deep breath in. Exhale, knees, chin and chest, or chaturanga. Upward facing dog, roll the shoulders back, or low cobra. Exhale, send it up and back, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath here and exhale, flutter it out through the lips in a horse breath. Shake the head out. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to come to sit or hop through into a seated position. So I'm just going to go ahead and sit one foot, the other foot, and come to sit down. You can jump through if that's in your practice. And let's bring it into a nice forward fold. So from here, inhale, stretch the arms up into the sky, lift the toes up. Paschimottanasana, we're sending the chest forwards. 2 peace fingers towards the 2 big toes. Pull your toes up towards you. Feel like, Emily, really? Use a strap. All good. Lift the chest, pull the shoulders back, or you can use your shins if you can't hold on. And for those of you who might be quite flexible already in the hamstrings, think about making this an active pose. So send the arms past your feet. Pull the toes up. Check in. Get comfortable with those sensations there. Let's hold for 3. Gazing towards your three big toes. Your 2 big toes. Or maybe your belly button if you're quite low towards the legs. For 2. And for 1. Slowly let's release. Let's come up, little strengthening pose. Find that balance. Find Navasana, boat pose. So you can have the knees parallel to the floor. If you need to hold on, draw the shoulders back. If you're feeling really funky and fabulous today, stretch those legs up nice and high. Holding here, do what you can for 3. Embrace the trembling. Holding here for 2. Holding here for 1. You've got it. Let's do just one more. And now bend your feet in. We're going to Baddha Konasana. Funky transition. Hold it there. Maybe you're just really enjoying this little balancing moment. Push the feet together. Bring the feet down and breathe. So take a little flap of the butterfly here. So this is cobbler's pose or butterfly pose or Baddha Konasana. Now, for friends who are super tight in the groin, take your feet a bit further away. For friends who are super flexible here, like hypermobile maybe even, use some blocks because you don't want to push too hard here. You don't want to overdo the flexibility. So wherever you are, blocks or books or cushions underneath the knees, wrap your hands around the toes, take a deep breath in, and exhale, fold forwards. This is a great pose for tight hips that have been sat down all day. Again, these folds can really help us to feel safe and secure. You can use your elbows lightly onto the calves if, like me, you're not particularly flexible. Obviously, if your knees are already on the floor, you really don't want to try and push yourself any further. Tuck the chin to chest and switch your mind into its noticing state. Maybe close your eyes and notice where the breath's going. Can you feel it when you breathe in the hips? And be kind to yourself. Take a last deep breath here. And slowly we're going to release. We're going to come back up. We're going to take the feet out in front of us. We're going to have either some cushions, a block, or a bolster handy, because we're going to come into a supported bridge pose. So Separate Bandhasana supported. So just take your hands out first. Squeeze the belly button in. Roll yourself down for 3. Ooh, for 2. Super slow. You can do it. For 1. All the way down into the ground. Maybe stretch the elbows up into the sky. Take a little wiggle from side to side. That should hopefully feel really nice. And then from here, take your block or your bolster and walk your feet in a little bit closer towards your bum. So you want to get them roughly so close that you can touch your feet. Now I'm going to use a bolster here. If you've got a bolster at home, highly recommend. Otherwise I'll show you the other ones too. Bolster underneath the hips, because this is really good because it's not just putting one kind of solid bit of pressure into your sacrum, which probably doesn't want all that pressure just directing right up onto it. So if you have got a few pillows or a bolster, you can stay here in a supported bridge, keep the feet on the floor, enjoy the gentle opening. You can even, if you have something quite chunky underneath you, let the legs rest off. This is really yummy for the hip flexors. Then we can get the arms up and over and, oh heaven, breathing nice and deep here. Or if you don't have a bolster handy or pillows or anything like that, don't worry at all. You can use your block. I'd recommend not the most high setting, because then that is putting a lot of pressure on one very small part of the sacrum. I'd recommend taking it onto slightly lower setting, because then also you have that option too. If you want to let the legs go long, you can let the legs go long and rest the arms up and over here. But of course it's your personal preference. If you want to put the block on the high setting and use it there to elevate your hips a lot higher, get that back bend. If you know your body and it feels good, please feel free to do that too. So keep using your strong, deep Ujjayi breath. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you check back in with the intention that you set. Is there a way that you can invite it once again into not just your actions, but your thoughts and your ways in that you speak to yourself? So we speak to ourselves the most. We're the one person we talk to the absolute most. And often our thought patterns can kind of end up in these vicious cycles if we never check or challenge our negative thoughts. Because our thoughts are not us, they're not real, they don't define us. So it's good to challenge your own thoughts, 100%. So whenever you're ready here, slowly we're going to release, take your time. We're going to think about bringing ourselves up and out. And we're going to take a little rock backwards, hug the knees in, place the right foot onto the left thigh, interlace your hands behind your left thigh or onto your left shin. Relax into thread the needle or recline pigeon pose. This is a really nice pose where we're trying to relax the lower body with the arms doing a little strengthening work in towards us. Take a few really nice deep victorious breaths here, your Ujjayi breath. Lengthening the right knee away from you. And then whenever you're ready, slowly switching over. Bring the left foot onto the right thigh as far as comfortable. And if you're struggling to hold the thighs here, you can actually loop a strap around your thigh and use it to hold you there too. Point the right toes, flex the left toes, take a deep breath in, let the head relax onto the floor. Leave your head on the floor. Another few super yummy breaths here. And then slowly releasing your left hand. And we're going to come to close in our legs. In fact, no, we're going to come forwards. Let's come forwards. We're going to come for a few moments, maybe a minute or two of child's pose. So I'm going to use a bolster here, supported child's pose. You can use your blankets or your cushions in front of you. Take the knees around the bolster and just bring yourself down to rest onto your pillows or your cushions or your bolster. You can have the knees relatively together, chest on it, so the bolster's not all the way into your groin. Or if you want a little bit more hip opening, take the knees nice and wide. And if at home you struggle with tight hamstrings or recurring hamstring injury, get a cushion, pop it between the thighs and the calves to give yourself that bit more lift so that you're a bit higher, not kind of hurting, hanging out in the sky. So you can let yourself just completely relax into this pose. Let the full weight of your body be taken, be held. Completely muscularly disengage and just let yourself be so soft here. This is like a big hug from me to you. So let yourself feel the love. Let yourself be embraced by this moment. Just know that whatever's going on in your life right now, struggle is what unites us. Everyone struggles. Just at the moment it can feel quite overwhelming because it's so rare that we're all struggling so much on a global scale at the exact same time. So just know that you're not alone. You have me. We have each other. If you want to switch your head to the other side, you can. Keep focusing on your breath in and out. And then slowly we're going to bring ourselves up. Take your time. We're going to take our pillows or our bolster, we're going to leave it out in front of us, and we're just going to come for a few rounds of breath in, legs up the wall. Now if you're next to a wall and you want to bring your bum close to it, lift the legs up and stay there for a few extra minutes, please definitely do that. It's such a yummy pose, and we can also stay there in place of Shavasana as well. So otherwise, get your hips up onto your bolster, your pillows, your blocks, whatever they are. Let the legs rest in the sky, and if it's uncomfortable here, you can hold on to the back of the thighs. Or again, it's quite nice to cactus the arms out to the side or interlink them above the head. And here, just imagine all of the heaviness in your body just draining out. This is a great pose to do late at night as well. It's thought to really help us sleep. So legs up the wall. Sometimes at night I twist around in my bed and I put my legs up the wall before I go to sleep, and it's really nice. Breathe deep. You are safe in this moment in time. This moment right now, you're okay. We take each moment as we come. That's all we can ever do. If we worry too much about the past or the future, then we're living those moments of stress twice. So if you want to stay with your legs up the wall for a bit longer, please feel free to do so. You can always pause the video here as well and stay for a while. Otherwise, we're going to roll our pillows or our bolster away and come down into our closing Shavasana. So if you'd like to make any last movements, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, open your hands out to the side, wiggle your shoulders underneath you, take a nice deep breath here. exhale, let it all go. Definitely come into your Shavasana with a little smile. Relax everything down. And I'd like to leave you with a thought. Can you remember the last 3 things that you consciously said to yourself that were kind? Not things that you're grateful for, but kind thoughts about you. And if you can't think of anything, that's okay. It's a really difficult question. Everyone I've asked has said the same. Oh my God, I can't. So just now in this final Shavasana, maybe just consciously say 3 kind things to yourself before you drift off into this beautiful, blissful Shavasana relaxation. Keep letting your whole body become so heavy. And then whenever you're ready, you can either stay here in Shavasana a bit longer or start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Without opening your eyes, bring your right or left arm over your head, whichever feels more natural. Roll onto the arm, into the fetal position. And just remember that here we're being born with a fresh pair of eyes. Being reborn with a new perspective with which to view ourselves and the world. So gently roll yourself up, take your time, keep your eyes closed. And let's finish with our hands back in a prayer, thanking ourselves and our bodies for carving out this time. It's been an honor to guide you. And I invite you to bring your hands to your forehead as we bow down. The light in me honors the divine light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you everybody for joining me. I really hope that you enjoyed this flow and we'll come back to it again and again. If you did like it, please do like it. Please leave a little comment underneath so I know how you got on. And of course, please do subscribe. And if you can share this video with your friends, anyone who might need a little extra little hug at the moment, that would be amazing. Let's share the love, let's spread it on. So thank you so much for joining me again. Like I said, my name was Emily Harding and I'll see you soon.